Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's get started. Welcome back to our mentor hours in US payroll. So far, whatever we have seen, I just tried to summarize and highlight those pointers if you can see my mind map. So
Yes.
we have gone a deep dive into the RISE-W functional specifications with sample examples in almost all the areas. I have given examples and what are the skill set required, what are the concept, leading practices. Hmm. So all these things were covered. And in the last session, we have covered a topic specific to your year-end adjustment. When in that we have discussed the responsibility as a consultant, as a responsibility as a customer, what are the things we have to do. So those things were detailed you have seen. And also I have to add one activity checklist. So this is a checklist. So whatever I'm discussing at present, Jack, now, so this entire map, I'll be actually what I will do at the end of the session of our training. So I will be sending it as a PDF format. Okay, so that you
Okay.
will be easily, also the link also I will be sharing with you. So at any
Okay.
point of time, you will be able to access this easily. Okay,
Okay.
so all these things will be available for you. So this is regarding the year-end adjustment and all. So the today what I will discuss today I will discuss more toward the US specific tax updates and notes KBA and how we'll be getting notified basically. So as a support consultant or as a ongoing functional consultant, what will be your roles and responsibility at the same time? How you will be getting notified and you'll be informing the same thing to the entire team. Okay, so those things I will discuss, and also whenever any kind of text updates are happening, you will be having two involvement. One is a patch updates, another is a manual changes. Okay, so you're understanding, right? What is a patch updates basically in a SAP environment, right?
Yes, is a one package is like a
Ah,
collective of
hmm,
updates at once time once.
hmm, hmm. Exactly. So basically, patches are nothing but it's this kind of a set of
Yes.
SAP nodes combined together, and instead of implementing one by one, rather if you are updating that patch automatically, those SAP nodes, KBAs, whatever, those are actually it will be included in that particular patch. Okay. So that is a very nice thing. So generally, we need for that you need basis consultant help definitely, and
Okay.
after basis is upgrading that you have to test in your test environment, quality environment. Okay, so that is a typical pathway, like whenever any kind of tax updates, and itself it's a project. As I was saying, year-end adjustment, tax updates. It's not only for US but also for in India, which actually currently now I'm going through. So the year-end activities are really critical, and many notes will be released by SAP, and many times there will be also side effect. Are you aware of some side effect of SAP note? So any idea what is the side effect of any notes and all?
Is in a related in update has a related
Hmm.
part in SAP that may be affected by that change.
Exactly, exactly. So what happens? Suppose if you're applying for a particular patch, a particular applying a particular node, what happens? Sometimes some of your standard other standard applications also it can be affected. Okay, and for that reason, again, SAP will be sometimes they will be releasing some additional nodes also, so which is not predictable directly in the front end. But whenever you are using those applications, your business users are coming to you and they're saying that this applications is not working as expected. It was working before but at present it is not working. What could be the reason? So so in those cases, logically you will be going through those notes and all, and you figure it out. Don't hesitate to reach out to SAP in those cases, because many times from my experience I'm telling, many times I think that no, SAP is doing everything correct. So it is something we have done wrong in that particular application, or some master data changes could be the issue. A lot of analysis we do a kind of a syndrome of analysis paralysis kind of thing. Okay, so we do not go to that kind of pathway. Rather, I will say do initial analysis. If you're thinking yes, everything is correct from a configuration data point of view, then straightforward you go to the reach out to SAP. Okay, so you should not spend too much of time and energy on that. So is that clear? The strategy I'm just telling you.
Yes, the test and quality the quality testing is done by a functional consultant in quality server.
Yes, yes. So there are two things. What happens if it is a very bigger organization, a bigger client base? Suppose you're having, say, team of say people head count say exceeding 20,000, 30,000 employees. In those cases, which typically I have seen, people generally have a team of a functional consultant, or they can say center of excellence. Have you heard about this term called center of excellence, something like that?
No.
COE, they sound typically called COE, Center of Excellence. So in that case, what happens? In HR will be having their own COE, HR Center of Excellence, IT Center of Excellence, Finance Center of Excellence. In those cases, what will happen in that HR Center of Excellence? Suppose you are working in that particular team, you will be having a set of functional consultant testing. There are some test consultant also testing who will be
Yes,
exclusively
yes,
responsible exclusively for testing. Okay, so
yes.
they know the functionality. Then it can be you also. Like suppose you are as a functional consultant, but due to some reason you are put into a role. Your role may change for that particular project. Okay, because it is today's days very dynamic situations and all. So suppose you are playing a role of a functional come. It can be if it is a small organization, you will be playing a double role. You are also
Okay.
responsible for configuration. You are also responsible for testing everything. Okay, so, but if it is a larger organization, so you can have a different roles. Okay.
Okay.
So there are exclusively people for testing. There should be exclusively people for configuration, design, okay, architecture. Okay. So it depends. Okay. So it's but you should know as a functional consultant, you should know the basics of all kind of, because you know the applications functionalities, right?
Okay.
So
Yes.
you should be able to means test everything. Okay. But when it comes to testing exclusively, somehow suppose we are going for a tester, people who are exclusively for, they should be expert in the documenting everything, like not only the testing, also they should think from a different angle, different lenses, different directions. Okay, they also should think like if it is happening in that way, this is the scenario. But they should
Okay.
also think of a regression. So you are already, are you aware of this regression testing, something called regression testing?
Yes, it's a random testing.
Negative test cases also you'll be testing.
Okay.
Suppose this is the scenario, if it is happening this, then x is equal to y. Then this is, then if it is not happening, then x is not equal to y. So that should be also, should be able to test it in our
Okay.
system. Okay. So all kind of scenario, all possible scenario, as a tester, suppose there is an exclusive role for a testing personnel, then you should spend your time, because you are not responsible for design or configuration, only exclusively testing. So you should think of all possible scenario. And one thing you have to understand, whenever you are testing as an exclusive testing professional, so you should also collaborate with your functional consultant and your team member, and they should talk to you like regarding, yes, these are the possible scenario, and they will be also providing some additional scenario if required, which you may not think of. Okay, so that is the best practice, I will say. Okay. And another point I will tell from a testing point of view, like whenever you're testing something, suppose you are having a team of tester, 2 or 3 tester, get it your peer review. Okay, so there is something called peer review. Are you aware of this process, peer review?
No.
Okay, so what happens? Suppose me and you are in the same team. Okay, so
Yes.
let's say Jack, he has tested something, and actually I am also working in the same team, in the testing team. So what I will do, so basically before Jack sends it to the test report to the functional team or functional consultant or functional lead, what you can do, you can get it reviewed by me. Okay, suppose I am working with you, and I will just go through the test document which you have prepared. Okay, so I will go through the test cases, test scenarios, and everything. And after going through that, I'll be having some advice from my experience. Okay,
Okay.
I may think that yes, you have covered, say, for US payroll specific, I will tell you that yes, from a tax point of view, these are the points you have discussed. These are the points you've already tested. Let's test a scenario which you have not covered. I will give you a scenario. Let's say it can be some integration scenario which you might have forgotten while during the testing. Okay, it may happen. Okay, So that kind of advice I can give you as a peer review person. Okay, so that before we go for a functional consultant review or a technical review, so you can your document will be holistic. Okay, so you will be covering entire coverage. We call it also testing coverage. Whenever I'm doing a testing, I will call it a testing coverage or your testing scope. Okay, what should be tested and what should not be tested. Actually, it will be very clear whenever you are going through a peer review process. Okay, so this is we called a peer review process. So it is good to have. Means if you are a small team, it is not that much thing. But if you are working in a complex scenario, okay, so you ideally you should go for a peer review process. Okay, so this for that to ensure the quality of your deliverable will be consistent and it will be high quality. Okay, so this is regarding from a testing point of view. Any questions here?
This testing coverage is the same when the functional consultant prepare a test script for
Yeah.
the tester.
Huh, huh. So basically, whenever you are doing for so ideally, if they can provide it is well and good in advance, only then as a tester, you have to only test those scenario. Okay, so suppose the functional consultant is saying in the functional specification document, if you have seen the towards the last, it will say these are the testing scenario or you have to test. Okay, so if they are providing that, it is well and good. And in case as a tester also, you can think of some additional scenario which the functional consultant might have forgotten. So both you can combine and you can test all the things as required. Okay,
Okay.
is it clear? Is
Yes.
clear, right?
Do you have any documentation regarding testing in payroll or not? See, document
Testing
reference.
basically, so testing basically the functional specification document which I have shared with you, right? Okay,
Yes.
that contains towards the end, if you see, it has something pages which is covering different test scenario. Okay, but having said that, suppose let's say I have. Do you have any experience in working in any testing tool? Uh,
No, I just knowledge about them, not I read
okay,
documents
no
or
problem,
not.
no problem. Because sometimes what happens, if it is a manual testing, okay, testing can be also like if you're using any kind of manual testing, then generally we use the Excel sheet, as simple as that.
Excel
By
sheet. Okay.
using Excel or spreadsheet, we use that, and in that we write your test script. So I can provide you template. So no, I will just
Okay.
I'm just making a note of it. We call it test script. Okay, test
Okay.
script maintained in the Excel sheet. Okay, so that you can maintain and directly you can if it is a manual testing one. Okay, and sometimes what happens due to complication, and if you are working in a bigger and complex project, and if the clients also go for there are various tools are available, but primarily I have
automated testing.
automation testing is something different that I will come to later on. But I will also talk about yes, there is something tools like HP, HP Quality Center, HP ALM.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the most widely used testing tool. So what happens in this tool? It is also not automated. Rather, I will say whatever the test script you have written in the Excel, right? So we have a template for HPLM also. Okay, so
Okay.
HPLM supports a particular template. Okay, so that template also I will share with you. So whenever you are working, getting a chance to working in HPLM tool, so what I will do, so in that template, you will be writing the test script in a such a way.
Okay.
Okay, so it can be uploaded into your HPLM tool. Okay,
Okay.
so once it is uploaded into HPALM, so you can track easily. Suppose like you have uploaded into a different test script for say all related to US tax updates. Okay, then your end user, the business users also, you can assign that test script to execute from your HPALM tool. Okay,
Okay.
so once they do it, and also suppose you have shared 10 scenarios in your HPLM tool, and your business user have tested all the test scenarios, and they found that there are 8 scenarios are positively working, means that is pass. We say basically pass and fail, right? So 10 scenarios are passed, but 2 scenarios due to some reason it got some defect. Okay, so they will be what they will do, they will be also uploading the screenshot of those error in the HPLM tool itself. So you do not have to mail anything. You do not have to Excel attach, nothing you have to do. Directly, whenever the user is testing or the business user is testing, they will be uploading the error and automatically you'll be getting also notified. Okay, as a
Okay.
functional consultant or the tester, you'll be checking that yes, this is a test report. And generally, as a functional consultant, it is your responsibility to fix those bug, or we sometimes call it defect, same thing, similar thing.
Okay.
Okay, so once it is done, again you have to reassign those testing script to those two hell cases to the business user.
Okay.
Again they will be retesting till it is success. Okay, that's the typical flow of testing environment and how
Okay.
we'll be doing that. So this is a generally we follow this kind of approach. Either it can be manual testing using your Excel spreadsheet. It's a very simple one. Second one is your tool for HPLM, or there are any other tools also like Jira, many other tools, Atlas, yeah, many tools are there outside. But HPLM is the premium one. Mostly people use it. Okay. So any question on this, how to test whenever, because this is the most important activity you'll be doing in a year end.
The tool
Or
HPLM is required for me or not as a payroll functional consultant?
sorry, I didn't get you. Can you please repeat that?
These kind of tools. One
Hmm.
of them is HPEALM. Is
Yeah.
required for me as functional consultant to know that or not? Because I don't have it in my resume.
It is good to have. Okay, so if you're mentioning this tool, because it is the most of the functional consultants also, they it is good to have. And also you'll be finding there are very nice videos specific to HPLM. It's not very difficult. You need
Okay.
maximum 3 to 4 days of a training. Okay, so the tool is very easy to use. Nowadays it is a cloud platform also. Okay, so it is
Okay.
more easy. Okay, so simply you don't have to install anything. So whenever I was working in 8 years, 10 years back, I was using HPLM. At that point of time, it was on premise. So I have to install that and everything. But at present, it is web based. Okay, it's a cloud based. Only thing is, once as soon as you are getting credentials for HPLM tool, you'll be logging into that, and they are very easy to follow. It is very intuitive and easy to follow. I'll be sharing a couple of documents and videos also, very specific, which will be very short video, but it is very useful. Just go through those videos once,
Okay.
okay, and make some notes. Then you'll be able to explain the same thing in your interviews and all. Okay, so very easy and not like any other tools. Okay, very easy to follow. Okay?
Okay.
So I will recommend, because it will be added advantage in your CV. So
Okay.
definitely I will recommend to go for that. And any other questions from a interview point of view, or any other question here?
Regarding the US tax updates, you said
Hmm. Hmm.
manual changes. What do you mean by
Hmm.
manual changes?
I will come to that. I will
Okay.
come to that. Yeah, I will come to that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So
Sure. Okay.
yes, yeah. So the next one is a testing. Another testing is there, something called automated. Okay, but I'm not focusing this one much, but because most of the in payroll cases we do manual or this tool using SPLM. Automated is actually, so what it will be, you will not be testing the same thing. Okay, rather what it will do, let's say you are testing one scenario for 2 or 3 employees. Okay, at max you can test for up to 4 or 5 different employees, but you wanted that it should be tested for all 10,000 employees. Okay, but it is not practically possible, right, for a
Yes.
human being to test for all 10,000. It doesn't make any sense, isn't it?
Yes.
So what happens in those cases? There are different tools again. Even I didn't get chance to work in automated script much here. To be honest with you, only some few RPA tools I have worked. That is called robotic process automation, but not for payroll. I worked in some other domains of HR,
Okay.
like your LMS, learning the management system, and other. In that cases, I have used. Okay, so but for automated script, what happens? There will be after like in Excel also we have concept of scripting, right? So macro and all those. You must be familiar about that, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so very
Just
similar. We have all
just knowledge, not culture, not
even
habitude.
yeah. Even I have I'm not an Excel expert. I will be very honest with you. I know it, but I never worked on that. Okay,
Mm.
but when it comes to automated testing and all, so we have such tools. There are various tools offered by different organizations. So in that case, what will happen? you'll just doing one or two testing. Okay, then you just write those script, and after using that script, then automatically system will test it for the remaining employees or remaining sample. Okay, so you're just doing a sample size out of say 100, you tested one or two, and the remaining 98 scenarios then of similar nature. Okay, so then as your testing will be done by that tool itself. Okay, then finally you'll be getting a report that this is successful, this is not failure. Okay, so those kind of testing, but it is not that much required. I will just recommend to go for the manual. You should know how to do
Okay.
using manual testing, and also the SPLM is good to have. Okay, so these are the some testing point of view. Okay, so
And
this is also
okay.
tell me.
Regarding testing methodology, what most
Hmm.
use in payroll? I heard like
Hmm.
regression, but I don't
Hmm.
regression. Would you please give me an example regarding
Ha
regression
ha
testing?
ha.
And I
Hmm.
heard something, but I didn't understand it. It said parallel payroll testing.
Okay. Yes, yes. Actually, that I was coming to. I was supposed to explain that. Okay, so
Okay,
thanks for asking
let's
that.
forget it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yes, yes. So actually, I was about to come that in the most frequent tickets. But anyway, as
okay,
you have asked, I will just cover it here only. So there are
okay,
varieties of testing. So I will just telling you. I'll just make a note here only so that it will be very clear. Varieties, or I will say types of testing, as we're discussing types of testing exclusively in the payroll. So in a payroll point of view, parallel testing is a very unique one, and which is related to specific to your uh, exclusively for payroll, any country payroll. Okay, we do that. Okay, so other than that, we do. I'll just mention that we have.
regression,
I'll just tell you that
uh,
functional testing.
functional
Then
testing.
functional testing, we do have something called unit testing. Unit
Okay,
testing is generally done by the developer. Suppose only one particular application in particular unit you are going to test out everything.
okay,
Another thing we call regression testing. And yeah, most of the cases these are the 4 5 things only. 4 things mostly we use.
yes,
Okay.
in payroll. Okay,
Ha, ha, ha. In a typical payroll. Functional testing, you are clear, right? Whatever you have discussed is a functional testing only. It means you will be testing as a functional consultant or as a functional testing user. Okay.
okay,
So those things you'll be doing of your own. And other than that, we have another thing called UAT, but actually it is done by the business, which is known
mm,
as user acceptance
that's
testing.
testing.
Okay. So this is another variety, but actually it is not by you. This is be done by the you're responsible to provide a script to the user, a
Test
business
script.
user, but test script you'll be providing to them, and you'll be guiding them, but you will not be doing this. It will be done
Okay,
by the user, business user. Okay. And this is regarding functional testing we covered, user acceptance testing we covered. So unit testing, actually unit testing is done specific to any object. Okay, suppose when I say object, basically you can say RICEFW, right? Whatever the RICEFW I have you discussed, right? Those
yes,
RICEFW specific object, it will be specific to that particular objects, and it will be done, first by the developer, because you have written some report. You have suppose you have designed a custom report. Whether that report is working fine or not, first of all, the developer will test that. Okay, that is also called unit testing. Then after it is done, then it will move to the U, like as a functional. Again, you have to test that report. Okay, then it will go to the UAT. Okay, so those are the
okay,
things. Those are all are related to each other. Okay, then next one is regression testing. What generally we do. Suppose you have executed everything for the current, means all after applying all the tax updates and everything. Okay, so suppose there are certain scenarios you would like to test it, which was means you will think like a different direction. Okay, like suppose for a particular payroll area, and these are the set of we are having a specific list of reports which was working before the tax updates. Now we are going to test it whether it is working fine or not. Okay, then
okay,
again you will be testing by putting some other knowingly some wrong payroll area will be putting, which is not applicable for that particular region or particular tax author localization. Okay, so you just do a testing in a different direction altogether. Okay, so in that way you'll be finding, yes, it should not work in that way, and you are also getting the results, yes, it is not working. Okay, so it's a kind of a negative test cases also. You can test in a different way, which is not working. but there are some specific methodologies and all. But regression testing is, which is in a different way, you'll be going in different directions, and you'll test those in a different scenario. Okay? So
Okay.
there's a couple of scenarios, but I'll be sharing a couple of documents for this regarding, because I exclusively work in one project all this, so exclusive for
Please,
testing
yes.
only. Yes, that will be helpful. It will be a very precise document. Okay, I'll be sharing that. I'll just have to quick update in that if any new updates have come, I will share with you. This
Yes,
is the
please.
regarding the most of the testing functionality. Now I'll be coming to the parallel testing. So what is the parallel testing? Okay, so parallel testing, as the name suggests, parallel. Parallel means you have only, if you are having something more than one, then only it can be parallel, right? So
Yes.
at least we are having two systems. Okay, whenever parallel testing we are doing, mostly it is for your implementations. During your implementation projects, you'll be coming it across implementation go live basically. Okay, during
Okay.
your implement, after your suppose you're going live on say around the month of say September 2021, you are going live. Okay, September 2021 is your go live date. Okay, and so you are having a two systems at present. One is your legacy,
Legacy. Legacy.
and legacy can be anything. Okay, and also at the same time you are going live with SAP US payroll. Okay, let's say I will be a little bit advanced. Let's say we are implementing EC payroll. Okay, EC
Okay.
payroll, most of the organizations are going for that. And in the legacy, you are having your on-premise. Okay, so legacy, let's say you are having SAP on-prem payroll. Okay,
Payroll. Okay.
so over a period of time, or it can be any other examples also, like any
Yes.
other also. Okay, so it can be. Okay, so let's say after you go for Employee Central payroll or any, or you are going for SAP on-premise, going live for the first time. Okay, so for the initial 6 months, let's say, usually there is a guideline at least we should go for 3 to 6 months. Okay, you will be running both the systems.
Okay.
Okay, so both your legacy on-premise will running, and your the other system, it can be Oracle Fusion or any Workday payroll you are running, or any other third-party payroll you are running, and same thing you will be also running in your Employee Central Cloud payroll. Okay, so let's say over the period of 6 months to 4 months to 6 months, or 3 months to 6 months of period of time, you are just your purpose of this parallel testing to match your
Okay.
legacy, the net pay, whatever is coming for an employee. For Jack, say it is coming so and so much dollar, and the same value you should be also having in the EC payroll. Okay, so that's the kind of matching you'll be doing. It's a long activity, I
Okay.
understand, and it should be done not only by the functional consultant, it should be along with the business user. Okay, because
Okay.
business user, they will be doing the testing with you. Both of you should be sit together and do the testing for the
Okay.
next 6 months.
Okay.
Every before the final payroll run of the particular period, let's say you'll be setting, you put some 3 to 4 days of this of a time for this particular testing every month or every period, I will say. Okay,
Okay.
so is it always like, so you might have a question like here, so is it always like it should be always matched together? The answer is no. Okay, it can happen in your Employee Central payroll or the cloud payroll, you have standardized certain thing. Okay, but in your legacy payroll you have certain duplication of some base types, or it can be some other things. Okay, whenever there is a difference, suppose there is a difference of 10 US dollar in your SAP US cloud payroll and EC payroll, and there is some less or more in the legacy system. Okay, so in those cases, as a business user or as a functional consultant, you have to come to a conclusion why that $10 is a 10 US dollar is a difference. Okay, you have to identify that difference, and you have to justify that difference. It can be due to some reason. You might have paid that to employee outside your system, or something can happen. Okay, so as a part of your parallel testing, you have to note those points, because that is the most important one whenever you are doing such kind of a comparison. Okay, if it is matching, it is well and good. If it is not matching, you have to derive a conclusion, or you have to think of like why that difference is existing, and you have to justify that. As long as you're justifying that, it is the parallel test is success. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the main purpose of your parallel testing. It's not like always should match, because it can be due to some reason. Okay, because you might have standardized a lot of things in your new payroll system, which is not standardized in your on-premise or your any other legacy system. Okay, so those kind of standardization, if you're doing in that particular journey, whatever the differences you are having, that differences you have to justify. Okay, so that is that you can't do it alone. If you ask me, even I can't do it alone. Okay, right, as a functional consultant, because I don't have a entire knowledge of your what the business user might have used that particular. So you have to always sit with the business user, the payroll administrator or the payroll process owner. They will be having some kind of ideas why that difference. Okay, so they will be again the better person to justify those. Okay, so you have to prepare a document every period, every month or every period, whatever payroll you're running, and that payroll means that parallel testing document, you keep it with your share with all the stakeholders. Okay, so this is our payroll parallel testing successful. So at the end of the 6 month, okay, so whenever you are going, because you will not be running this both the system for a long term, right, isn't it?
Yes.
At some point of time, you will be decommissioning this particular on-premise or the legacy system. Okay, at that point of time, so you have to ensure whatever the parallel testing you have done over that period, let's say 3 to 6 month of period, you have to ensure your business user is confident enough on the new system. Okay, so it is also it's a kind of building the confidence over a period of time. Okay, so that he is more comfortable and convenient in the new payroll system. Okay, it's a kind of giving a boosting the confidence level of that particular business user, and that is the purpose. It can be 3 months to 6 months. If you are in the 3 months itself, yes, the business user says it is I am very much confident enough my payroll data, so you can stop parallel testing after 3 months also. There is no hard and fast rule, but it is recommended to go for from a 3 month to 6 month of a cycle, minimum 3 months to 6 months. Okay, so that you can recommend in a typical project. It is not only for SAP payroll, I'm saying, Jack, it can be also applicable for any other payroll if you have software like your Workday payroll or any US payroll specific Oracle, whatever the product you're going, the concept remains the same. The only thing is the product is different. Okay? So that is the overall strategy implementation and your activities for a parallel testing. Any questions here?
So this is not relevant to support projects.
Not so relevant. I mean, suppose if you are going for not is actually mostly in the implementation projects. So what? Yes. Okay, but in case of a rollout, okay, when have you came across any kind of rollout project?
Yes, rollout project. Yes.
Yes. So in case of rollout also, this functionality will be applicable. Let's say you have implemented your US payroll for Chicago, and let's say you are planning it for Florida or any other location, New York and other locations, and you are going to repeat the same thing. Okay, so in that case, this parallel testing will be doing on an as and when required. Okay? But generally, it is seen in the implementation and rollout. Okay. Support projects will not be coming across that much. Yeah, so that is any other thing?
No, thanks.
Okay. So this was almost all things about regarding the testing and thing. But now I'll be coming to the main part, the tax updates part. Okay. So SAP make it like simple. So every year they release a blog specific to US. I'm saying it is very much in India also they publish this kind of a release a community in the community itself. Are you able to see the community?
Yes.
Okay, so every year, if you see, there is a US tax reporter year-end. They release such kind of blog. Okay, by the official, you will be finding the person's name with the SAP logo. That means he or she is a product owner or a specific to that product support team. Okay, so very similar post also will be getting in the from the previous year also. If you can see in the right hand side. Okay, like UX tax reporter year-end 2016, 17, 18, 19. So every year they release such kind of notes. Okay, it is very friendly notes, also very easy to use. It is actually a series of all the notes combined together. If you see the particular very short and simple blog, but they have released whatever the announcement, whatever the tax reporter notes, everything combined into a single blog, and every time they update it till the year end is completed. Okay, if you see, this is almost having 15 to 20 notes, and towards the end you will see 273 comments. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so 273 comments means actually whatever the things here, even the recent comment is from January 15, 2021. Okay, so if you're having any questions related as a functional consultant, directly you can post your queries here instead of
Okay.
raising a ticket to SAP. Directly you can write those things, and you'll be getting a reply very soon from the author itself, author of the blog. Automatically, it'll be means they will be replying to that proactively. And after going through that, if you're still having some issues, you can put those screenshots also, okay, by hiding those client credentials. Okay, so you just simply post your queries directly here, and directly you will be getting answer not only from the product support, also the colleagues, not only the colleagues, people who are from other companies also, who are working as a functional consultant in the partner organizations, they will be also receiving, it's a kind of community, so you will be getting those updates on a regular basis. Okay, so this is an activity generally starts from the every year, generally October, November starts and closes around next year. By this month, February, March, everything is completed. Okay, so this is an activity. And having said that, how we will be navigating to the announcement blog. Okay, so now I'll be guiding you. There is an announcement. Whenever there is an announcement from legal change application, it is driven by the government. Government will be giving some notification and all. Accordingly, SAP will be start working on that. Okay, so I'll just tell you how to navigate to that announcement. And for this, you need your SAP S user ID. Okay, you are getting my point. What is an S
Yes.
user ID?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, once you're having S user ID like this, I have my S user ID. I have already logged in. So for that reason, directly it is navigating to the particular application. Okay. So once I navigate to this application, if you can see, so this is if you can see the URL, it says legal change notification, and it is for it is a standard dashboard for every country. Okay, only what you have to do, you have to filter by your country. So what you have to filter for US, you have to go for every country wherever there is an SAP payroll. SAP provides that this entire list. Now I'll just filter by US. Let me go to USA. Yeah, this is my filter. As soon as I apply that filter, you have to apply some more filter. Okay, because in USA, legal change notification not only for payroll, there are also notification means legal changes in area of finance, any other modules also, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, for that you have to know the components also. What is a component? A component means your module. Okay, so you're specific to your payroll module, and in payroll modules also there are many components, like it can be posting, it can be your taxation, it can be related to BSI. Okay, so how will be knowing that? So I'll just navigate to that application component. In this application component, if you can see, there are some 320 components or 320 items are there. Okay, so how to know that what is specific to my payroll? So you just from my experience, I'm very going directly, but if you can see, there is something component like PA, PA, IT, PA, PA, JP. So how will you knowing? There are so many components. So PA means your personal administration, and PY means payroll. Okay, so directly I will go to the PY. And in PY also, there are many components like Australia, Brazil, Belgium. Okay. So how I will know? PYCA means by PY Canada. Okay. So PY US directly I will go. Okay. So PY US. And in PY US, if I go, let me go. Yeah. So you can see there are again in PY US, we have many components like PA, PY, PS, PS. That means for public sector. Okay. And if there are also tax related TX. Okay, so there are many such things. If you're getting confused, then you select all whatever is related to PY US. Okay, so there are approximately, or in general, you can select this PY US. And if anything related to BSI, you'll be having a component called PY US BSI. Okay, and net pay, gross pay. So there are so many components are there. Okay, so these many components you can select. So I've selected 7 components at present. Okay, so then I will select. After this, it is clear because this is an important one.
Yes, I know.
Okay. After you selected all those 7 items and conditions,
It
click
is
OK.
the same classification in the standard document.
Standard document, yes. Whenever you are following the any SAP notes, also it will be mentioning. I will come to that. You'll be getting which yeah.
They use the same PYUSTR, PYUSTX taxes. The looks like the same. I don't know.
It is similar, but I will tell you what exactly does it
Okay.
mean.
Okay.
Once you click OK, okay, so then you will be there also like there are certain things like product also you can choose. At present, we are just focusing on the on-premise only. Suppose you are going for a success factor specific thing, then you can also filter. Okay, but at this moment, we are focusing on the on-premise payroll. I will not go to the other modules, other product. I will focus on the on-premise date. Okay, so also you can select like your publication date. Okay, suppose if you like to select something which is released 2000 for the last 6 months, let's say. Okay, or last you can say like you can say there are so many filters are there. Let's say last 6 month, last month you can say. Suppose I'm saying last X month. Okay, and X you can select. Let's say not too much. I will just select to make it simple. Make it 2 month. Okay, last 2 month I will select. Okay, you can automatically click this go button. Once you click go button, then everything is filtered now. Now you can see there are 17 nodes out of 4,000 plus. Now I have filtered 17 nodes. Okay. So now I will now go through one of those nodes. Okay. So let's say you are having different. Now you can see the country is USA for everything, and components section you can see like PY US. It is a generic one. That means it is a very important one, and is also for it is generic for applicable for specific legal entities, legal information. Okay, for Oregon community or something like that, they have mentioned it. And also you'll be finding the company status. That means basically these are the nodes which has been it there are categories of nodes. Okay, like a new, in process, implemented, not relevant, relevant. Okay, so you should always check, go for like which is relevant or new. Okay, and if it is in process, that means SAP has announced that, but it is not yet released. Okay, are you getting my point? In process, what's the meaning of that? Okay, so always also you have to also ensure there is a SAP solution status. You have to always ensure it is available. That means SAP has already released that node and the customers have started using that particular node. Okay. So up to this, it is clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now next one is these things we do not have to worry about. These are the for internal purpose for SAP. Like when SAP is, if any update is happening to that SAP node, SAP will say that the last update was on this particular so and so date. Okay. So these are some SAP point of view. They actually release that, and the complexity point of view means from a SAP point of view. This is not for you. Like from a SAP point of view, whether it is a small change or if it is a medium or complex change, they generally categorize those nodes, low, medium, high, like that. Okay. So now I will focus for you only one particular. Let's say I will just go through the one of the nodes like this one. Let me go through medium one. I will not go through the low one. Let me go through some medium complexity so that I will be understanding it. So as soon as I go to this particular node, you can see this particular node having different information which is already discussed. It was already released on the 16th of January last month. Okay? And it will see something called manual activity.
Yes.
Okay, so this section is important one. Yes. Whenever a SAP node is having saying manual activity is equal to yes, that means as a functional consultant, your involvement is required. Are you getting my point?
I got it.
Okay, so there can be certain node which says manual activity, no, it is possible. Okay, so that means you do not have to do anything manually. Okay, so this is one of the important point you have to notice in a particular node. Okay. Other than that, for this particular node, we will be having some reference also. You can see there are two number. Okay, what are these two number? So basically, if I go to this, click this particular number, it will navigate to me another node. Okay. So just for a reference, I'm going to that particular link, but we will not be going deep dive into those two nodes. We'll be focusing on this particular node today. Once I go to the particular node, let me navigate to that. What is this node about saying? I think it is not opening. Okay. Otherwise, I will just put that node number 3008-339 just for reference. 3008-339. Let me go there. So how are you searching a node? You'll be finding it is your general dashboard. In the node, always you have to choose knowledge base. Okay, nodes comes under category of a knowledge base. Okay, so just make a note of it. Otherwise, there are some other things also like product, installation, innovation, incident. Okay, suppose you are raising a ticket to SAP, that will come under incident. Okay, you are downloading a software from SAP, that will come under download. Okay, but when it comes to SAP node, it will come always under the knowledge base section. Okay, so that you have to remember. Okay. And as I was searching for the related node 3008-339, simply I have to enter that number. Yes, 3008-339. Okay. As soon as I start typing, you can click here to view note or KBA. So simply you have to click that. Okay, so now you can see there is a note which says tax community safety payroll taxes for using. You basically you will be having this is a PYUS component, BSI component, and it is a manual activities. Okay, so that means you are having this note is referring to that note. Okay, so now let's see. You can see there is a section called basic and prerequisite note. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, so there is a prerequisite means to apply this particular Oregon community safety payroll task, there is some prerequisite you have to go through. Okay, so what are the prerequisite? In this prerequisite, ideally in the SAP note section, you'll be getting that pointer, like these are the two notes you have to apply before applying this particular note. So those two notes are referred here, which is the 3013127, another one is the 3008-339. Okay, so this note, it says manual no. As I was mentioning, a current note is saying manual activities yes, but these two notes which are a prerequisite, if I go there, this particular note, actually it says corrections 3. That means actually you have to apply through some corrections through the implementation. Okay, through basis, you can reach out to basis. They will be implementing those kind of notes. Up to this, it is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it can have like it's a kind of a tree-like structure. Before applying this 3008-339, again it will be having certain kind of a prerequisite. Okay, we are not going that detail, but you have to understand there are certain kind of dependencies. Suppose if you're applying a particular patch, then all these problems generally resolve. Okay, so you are seeing there is so many interlinked, so it can be like a patch. Okay, so entire thing can be covered in a patch. Okay, so this is a kind of a scenario, and typically you'll be coming across. Okay. In a support project. So now we'll be going to other sections of the, up to this it is clear, the prerequisite note, what is the manual activity.
Yes.
Understood.
Yes.
Okay. Now basic part, basically this is actually what are the changes. They'll be giving certain kind of explanation saying from this and this date, and this is a community safety services, a payroll tax is paid by employees and employer, and certain tax is applicable. So those details are there. Okay, so I'm not going through that detail, but I'm just focusing on what are the changes. Okay, so if you see, there is some calculations they're giving. So for this, they have given a new payroll tax rate chart, which is applicable from January to June 2021. Okay, so this is my applicable tax chart, and from July to June 30, 2022, the next cycle. So basically, they're having different rate. Okay, so this is a kind of a sample. I will tell you, okay? And also there are certain additional information also you'll be getting. Okay, what are the additional information? So like they will be giving some reference to some. It can be some legal notification from government. Okay, so you can see this is a government website. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So this is it is not, SAP doesn't do anything of its own, like of its own. It is driven by the business requirement. Okay. So whatever the business has asked, or the government has regulatory authorities, they have asked, they will be having their own legal consultants. After consulting them, they generally reach out to this those legal persons. Then they derive those SAP notes. Okay, so there are a lot of discussions happens in the background. Okay, so after that they release this kind of notes. Okay, so you can refer those notes also if it is required. Okay, then after this thing is done, in the expected solution, what they are saying, adapt the SAP payroll driver for USA to support these new tax types introduced by BSI. So BSI has released all these things, So you have to just go to the you have to talk to those payroll, your BSI personnel, and or BSI will be updating those things. Okay, but in these cases, you might be wondering why it is saying manual activities. Yes. Okay, so that means you have to do certain things in the BSI. You have to do some things in the SAP payroll driver to support this kind of things. Okay, so this is the thing here when it comes to the SAP particular this note. Okay, in certain times you have SAP will be providing a step-by-step process also. In this note, they have referred to BSI because it is a tax type and is legal requirement. BSI will be handle it. Okay, but in certain cases, SAP will be releasing certain kind of attachment here, and they will be asking you to do this manually. Okay, so that is the purpose of a particular note. Okay. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, I guess.
And also certain things. So for this note, we do not have. Otherwise, if any log, any version, those things also we can get it here. This is one type of note. Let me see if any notes which is having some other varieties. Let me check. Generally, let me go there. Let me go to another specific to, let's say, wage reporting, this particular. The tax reporter thing, I will be discussing the tax reporter session.
Yes.
Today I was just going for the legal changes and all. Let me go to this particular note. This note says effective January 2021. You have to do this, submit your file, labor and employment, unemployment insurance. So you must be aware of SUI, right? State unemployment insurance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. For it is this actually, this note is for Colorado. Okay, so they are having some specific requirement, and the authority has asked for certain document. Let me check. Yeah, this is also having some manual activity. Yes. Then yeah. So information. This is the year end. Yeah. Yeah. So most of the things as you know, these days for US payroll, this is the beauty of your SAP US payroll. Most of the things actually is standardized by BSI Tax Factory. So you do not have to do much thing. Okay. BSI will be taking care directly with those changes. And also they have given some referral link here. Okay. So there are some informal channels like ASUG year-end 2020 webcast. They are saying which one I was talking about in the last session. Okay, that particular deck, and also they're asking to see that recording. And also they've given a reference to a BSI Tax Factor 11.0. Okay, so because these are people are upgrading to 11.0 BSI, which covers everything, whatever your changes is happening. This is actually useful because also they have asked to check this reporter solution document. Let me go through that, so that you'll be getting some kind of document. So this is also a document specific to, this is a manual PDF document. Okay. Okay, so this is a tax reporter solution. Okay, and it was updated last January 19, 2021. This kind of document you'll be getting. These are not very too much lengthy, only some 5-10 pages. Okay, these are 10 pages, and SAP has a. I'll just tell you the action points. What are the things you have to do as a functional consultant? So you can see all the information you are having. These are reports, and from an annual reporting point of view, these are report. You are aware of this form, right? W2 online, audit report, W3. Anything you do not know out of this?
W3, no, I don't know.
Okay, so I will come to that later point of time whenever I will be discussing payroll reporting. Okay, so these are different reporting from audit point of view. These are important report. 1099 distribution from pension, annuity, retirement. So there's a couple of reports. There's from annual reporting point of view. From a quarterly reporting point of view, 941 is important one. Okay, so these are all we're discussing. Do not worry. But for this document point of view, I'm just telling what are the things are required. So basically, they have told like these are a series of notes, and most of them are taken care by BSI. Okay, and from a year-end point of view, also, if you can see, they have summarized everything. Okay, so this document anyway, I'll be sharing with you. So everything they have documented very well, and the only thing is you have to test everything. It is working as expected. Okay. Most of the cases, the role of a functional consultant sometimes it gets limited to testing when it comes to US payroll. I've seen that. So because maximum things are taken care by BSI and everything. Okay. Only thing is you have to test a lot of things. And yeah, so this is a very nice document, which I think it will be really helpful. Okay, so I'll just share that. And also you can explain the same thing during your interview, like this kind of documents are handy and you will be definitely getting a benefit from that.
Okay.
So most of the cases, if you find everything's taken care by BSI and standard, those things. Okay. Now with that note, any questions till now, whatever I have covered?
Regarding there's some configuration, some in US tax processing. What is the tax experience rate, like tax modules, tax type? Is any expected changes should be done in this area?
Yeah, I will tell that. Okay, sure. Let me come to that. So I'll just focus on a particular note which involves configuration change. These are not configuration change. Just I will tell you. Just let me open.
Okay.
Because I cannot recollect which one is involving configuration. So because I directly applied through a patch, let me go through a specific configuration. Let me check that particular note. It is. So this is related to a particular W2
1099.
W2 1099R. Okay, so I think this will be also a theoretical only. Nothing. Let me check if anything or doesn't have anything configuration. These are all conceptual, and from a process point of view, they are asking to whom to contact. Let me go to other note. This is year-end 2000. This is an announcement note only, so it is not having any configuration. Let me go to the other one. Year-end page 1 for tax reporter. SAP release prerequisite, planned availability, HR SSN form, truncation, truncate employees, attention position, not much, delivery, post application checks. Yeah, so this is an important one. So because most of the things will be implemented by directly from your patch or the directly node. So this post application checks, okay, you have to test sometimes. Okay. So let's see from a configuration point of view. It says since changes to magnetic media formats are included, you should review the magnetic media configuration format. This. To this end, in customizing for PYUS, okay, so this is your path. Okay. So this is your path. You have to where exactly you need to go, like tax report or tax form definition. Definition, define original tax form. Okay. Then whatever form you are choosing, okay, that particular form you have to choose the tax form column. Okay. And in the magnetic tape structure of the dialog structure, check those activities that is inconsistent or not. This is the one configuration as a functional consultant you have to test it. Means you have to check whether everything is fine or not.
Okay.
Similarly, and also there are 3 things they've suggested. Okay. So and also there's such but it makes our life easier because they've already asked from after applying this note, what are the things you have to check it. Okay. So you have to check like these are the configuration and also the PU19. Yeah, so you must be familiar about this PU19 transaction, right?
Yeah, for tax reports.
Yes. So in that PU19, you have to check. There is something called configuration checker utility. Okay. So in that, you have to just check that. And after getting that, if you are getting any error or warning message, okay. So if you are getting any error or warning error messages, then you have to report to SAP by saying that this is a note we have referred, and as per this note, so you have to tell the steps basically. Whenever you are raising to an SAP ticket, you will be saying to SAP that these are the steps we have followed, and at the end of this particular step, says you are following 5 steps. At the end of the 5th step, we are getting this error, and after that we couldn't proceed, or the message and the transaction code also will be mentioning, and also the which utility you have chosen. Incident to SAP, and SAP will be replying to that. Okay, after that you will be resolving and your problems will be fixed. So this is one of the note which I have told you, like which will be having certain kind of manual checks. Okay, which actually is a functional consultant, you have to involve yourself in this particular activity. Okay, so let me check if anything is which is coming there. Let me check another note. So what I will do as a post of this session activity, I'll be sharing this blog with you in WhatsApp, and you just go through this particular. You are having SUSER ID?
No, I don't.
Okay, so then what I will do, I'll take some time. I'll be sending all these notes to you. Okay, maybe by today, next 3-4 hours, and you just go through. Okay, some of them
I got
things.
it.
Okay, then you just go through, and if you have any questions or any specific note you would like to me to explain to you, okay, we can take a detail on that.
Okay.
But most of things are very easy. These are taken care by BSI and all those authorities. And so if you see, manual activities are really less. Okay, so for this also we do not have any manual activities. So let me check if anything. Okay, so this is regarding a tax reporter note. So there is also category of note. If you see the blogs, okay,
yes,
these are all related to tax reporter note. Okay. And also, if you'll find there is a section called general notes. I think this will be having your specific to your configuration and all. Yes. And there are 4 notes, if you can see. One is related to the benefits, limit for retirement. So this will be a different, definitely it is a configuration thing. So this will be helpful for you. Okay, so I will just tell you.
I just read it today in practical payroll, SAP payroll. I just read today benefit limits and.
Yes. Anyway, so just that's actually a very good book to start with. Okay, so I will recommend to that only because I also learned from that in my initial phase of my career. So I'll be having 2 bonus sessions for you. In that I will discussing specific to benefits, not only for the on-premise, also I will cover the cloud benefits, because currently I'm working in the cloud benefits and all. In that 2 sessions, yeah. So in that I will discuss those cloud benefits. Okay, integrated with your payroll. I will.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you see for this note, okay. So what SAP is saying, as described so and so changes, there are some annual limit SAP has came up. Okay, means not SAP, rather I will say Internal Revenue Service, they have announced, and that announcement, as per that announcement, SAP has released certain kind of a note. Okay, so this is the announcement, legal notifications, and as per this, benefits having its own annual limit every year. Okay? So if you can see, there is a manual activity. That means it is a yes. There is a manual activity involved. And for this, you can see the expected solution. Okay, so in the expected solution, the plan delivery includes COLA. COLA is your cost of living adjustment. And for this, the IRS, so they have given a proper notifications. They have taken the proper notification from the government, IRS. So if you go to that particular PDF, it will be having the entire list of, it's a small document, 4 pages document, and what are the cost of living standard for 2021. It should be for, as per the, so you must have worked in this area, right? Like cost of living, like every year changes, and they'll be having certain kind of a changes, how it will impact to your employee pension and your other things factor.
Adjustments, so,
adjustment, those kind of adjustment, definitely government is very much aware of it. This kind of changes they do. So this is comes from your government only. So after seeing this legal document, this is a proper example of manual changes. Okay, so government, even the note says that this benefits annual limits, actually it will be done by you. Okay, as a functional consultant. So after this, going to this note, if you see, so this is the legal notification, and what are the changes will be doing? So basically, although it is involved manual activities, also there is something called, if you can see, like to update your system in compliance with so and so patches you can apply. Otherwise, it's proper, it gives the proper configuration. If you can see this particular table, you're referring this table, right? Are you able to see that?
Yes.
What they are saying.
Yes.
So you
Constant.
have
That's
to
our constant table.
exactly. So what you need to do in this particular table T511P and delimitation of the constant. Okay, so this 401 CL you have to delimit, and again you have to expand it for the next year. Okay, so you can see up to 2019 there is some value. From 2020 onwards there is some new value, and similarly this 401 KL. Okay, 401 KL is for combined limit for deferred plan. Okay, so this constant value also, and it gets updated every year. If you say, you can see the previous year it was 19,000 US dollar. In the current year it's 19,500 US dollar. Okay, it will increase as per the government notification.
Okay.
And it is a regular activity. As a functional consultant you will enjoy this doing every year. Okay,
so just delimiting, delimiting.
Yes, just delimit the old value and you put your new value if it is whatever is there. Okay, so these are the things you have to do. Okay. So this is very simple. This is a simple one which actually I will tell you. And also there is some caution also. You have to also ensure whenever you are doing such kind of documentations or configuration, okay, you have to also follow this one. Okay, if there is any caution or is there any change, what is the side effect of that? Okay, you can also refer those detailed document. Okay, so this is one of the document which is the SAP note in which exactly you have to do the manual changes by your as a functional consultant, and it generally takes time. Okay, these things takes time. Okay, so you have to do it. Then after that again we will be doing the testing, everything. Okay, and also you'll be having certain kind of any attachments is there. Then this is the attachment manual instruction for SAP note. How to do it? They have also given this attachment. So this is a perfect example of a manual change. So let me go to that document.
Okay.
And it is very easy to follow. And I'll just open that document. Somebody who doesn't know anything about SAP also he can do by referring this kind of document. Only he needs to navigate. So you can see this is the manual instructions. Okay, what they are telling. So you can see step by step. So they are saying go to SM30, change this particular table.
Yeah, easy.
Very easy, isn't it? Yeah, very easy. Anyone can do it, right? So like for what they're saying, just go to that particular table, go to that particular two constant and maintain this value. Like from 1st of January 2021, this would be the value. And for 415CL, this constant is having this particular value. Only simple as that, then it is done. Okay,
yeah.
So this is the only changes. This is the only changes we'll be doing in your system. Okay?
Sometimes we exaggerate in our mind, exaggerate something, but
yeah, exactly. It is something tangible. You can relate to it. Okay?
Yes.
So this is a kind of a changes as a functional consultant. This is one of the thing I told you. Mostly in the case of benefits you'll be getting, but most of the US related tax related things is sorted. Like PSI takes care of that, so you do not have to worry much about that. Okay, so but as a testing, you have to do everything. Okay, you have to test everything.
Okay.
So this is all about for today's session. Mostly you have focused today a little bit of a testing, little bit of patch updates and manual changes, and also I covered how the tax updates and notes you'll be referring. Also, I told you like manual changes in case how it is simple, and also the correction whenever you're doing such kind of correction, it will be taken care by SAP basis person, and you have to test it rigorously, do all kind of testing, and with that for today's as a deliverable, I will just notes. I will sharing those documents with you. Documents link blogs, documents plus blogs, and as you are not having SAP access to SAP S-user ID, I'll be providing all the KBA or notes with you. Okay, so this the today's I'll be sharing with you. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Regarding the testing, there's any you said that
yes, I forgot. Yeah. So here also regarding all this testing, also regarding testing strategy or anything HPQLM. So all those things I will combine testing related documents, because testing itself a different job altogether. But
I know,
we are
I
just
know.
come. Okay,
That's
so
what I need for my role. That's why.
yes,
That's
yes.
no more
Yeah,
than
I'll be
this.
sharing. I'll not overwhelm you with a lot of the document, because I always believe less is more. Okay, so I'll be
But it's
providing
practical for me for that role. That's it.
yes,
Regression.
whatever is relevant for you, and you can produce that. You can also explain that in your interviews and all. I'll be
Okay.
focusing on that document. I'll be sharing with you all these things. So this
Okay.
is a deliverable pendings from my end, and by today end of the day you'll be getting. So these are the things. Any questions, comments, feedback before we end up?
Yeah. Did you have any? I don't know if you have it. If you don't, you don't worry. The interview question, typical, most frequent.
Yes, I do
If you
have,
have,
but
if you
actually
don't.
it is little older one. Okay, so I'll just tell you, even I opened that, I was thinking to ask you several questions. So you can see the document which I'm,
Ah,
okay. But it is little old one, but still it is relevant, certain things, and it's not specific to US payroll. This is generic.
yeah.
I will just send this document, because this is the when I was preparing
Ah,
last means 2010 11 at that point of time, because I wanted to move from technical to functional,
yeah.
from ABAP to become a SAP HR functional full fledged.
Yeah. So
So at that point of
you're about to, huh? You're
yeah. Initial days of my career, I did a little bit of coding, but I lost interest because it is really tough. Means I'm having a background of electronics and communication
you escaped
background.
from coding.
Yeah. So I actually skipped from engineering background, and from that I moved to as a campus placement. I got through this SAP only, and I loved SAP so much that I didn't go for any other thing. So I really enjoyed doing SAP still now. And I was sharing this document. This is very helpful. Okay,
Okay.
so this is having, but some of things may not be relevant, like. Like your quota is related to your time management. Okay, you can
Yes.
simply just filter out what are the things to be referred, what is not to be referred. Okay, and
Okay.
these things I only say this interview guide. I was thinking, I was just preparing the upcoming sessions, so for that reason I just opened, and you have asked the right question and
Okay.
the right time. I thought of sharing with you, no problem. This one,
Okay.
and also there is another thing which I would like to share with you. This is a something called 100 things to know specific to your there are many modules also, like you will see, I forgot the name of the book, 100 things you should know about HR management with SAP. So
Oh, nice.
this is also a genuine SAP authentic SAP press book, and from that you just refer the part 4 and part 3. Okay, so part 4 is for payroll. Okay, so they are actually giving the best practices and the commonly asked questions, like how to delete the old payroll process, how to display the deleted payroll results. Some of the very important points are there. So this part 3 and part 4 exclusively, I'll be sharing the entire book
Okay.
with you. But part 3 and part 4, from a payroll point of view, you just focus on that. Okay. So
Okay.
this will be also, actually it is planned for the upcoming session, as I was planning for the upcoming session. So I was just thinking to share it with you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Thank
That's all from my
you.
end.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank
So let's meet at the same time tomorrow.
you. Okay. Tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Welcome.